live. Okay, so again, today's notes, we're talking about find the intersection of three planes. Okay, today was 9-5. And the old-fashioned way was by elimination. And we looked at how to do elimination on this side, which is, you can do it, but it's a lot of work. And the hard part about doing elimination is there's lots of chances to make a mistake. Because one little tiny mistake on this, the whole problem's going to be wrong. Does that make sense? One little itty-bitty mistake and the whole problem's wrong. But if we can do it on the calculator, it's so much better. Okay, now, to do the calculator, okay, just watch. Don't do anything yet. So if I go to this thing called a matrix, now matrix is in blue, okay? If I go to matrix, what a matrix does is it holds on to numbers for it. Here's matrix A in my calculator. Oh, it doesn't have anything in there yet, okay? It doesn't have anything, okay? So matrices are these little boxes. Let me see if I can make a matrix real quick. Matrix, edit, 3 by 3. And then what I can do with a matrix, and I'm going to show you how to do this, a matrix will hold numbers for me. Does that make sense? So we're going to put numbers into the calculator in a matrix. Okay, so first of all, we need to make a matrix. So we have to make a matrix. Yeah, to make a matrix, let's make, first of all, matrix A. Matrix A is going to be these numbers, okay? Not the x's, not the y's, not the z's, but the numbers. So matrix A is going to be 1 for the 1x, negative 2 for the negative 2y, and negative 3 for the negative 3z, okay? So it's the numbers, it's not the variables, okay? It's going to be a 2, a 1 for a 1y, and a negative 2 for the negative 2z, okay? This is going to be a 4, a 3, and a 1 for the 1z. Now, if there are any missing variables, you put a 0, right? If you're missing a z, you put a 0. If you're missing a y, you put a 0. Does that make sense? So if you're missing any numbers, you put a 0 because you have to have them lined up. You got to have every spot taken. Does that make sense? You have to have all of the x's, all of the y's, all of the z's. And if there's a missing number, put in a 0. Does that make sense? Okay, now, these numbers here also need to be in a matrix, okay? So those numbers are going to be matrix B, okay? Matrix B is going to be 11, 9, and 16. Okay, how am I doing? So we're going to put these into our calculator, but we need to make sure we make the matrix box big enough to hold these. So this matrix is what we call a 3 by 3 because it has 3 rows and 3 columns, right? This matrix is a 3 by 1 because it really has 3 rows and 1 column, okay? So, steps. First step, find the matrix. So the matrix, to find the matrix, it's a blue button, okay? So if I go, let me quit. The matrix button, everybody find it. It's right below the math, okay? It's right there. Everybody see it? It's right below the math. So if I go second matrix, okay? Stop me if you're confused. I want everybody to get this because it's really easy. So I found the blue button, matrix right there. Now, I want to edit because I need to create. I need to create my matrix. So I go all the way over to edit. So I'm going to go matrix. I'm going to go to edit, okay? Go to edit because I want to create. And now, I've got mine on A. You should have yours on A. And if I push enter, okay? Now, if you don't have a dimension, anybody not have a dimension here? You just want to put 3, enter 3. It has to be a 3 by 3, right? Because it's got to fit the size of this matrix, okay? This is a 3 by 3, okay? So when I do that, then what it does is it creates a box or a matrix big enough for my numbers. And I'm just going to start typing in my numbers. So my numbers are, let's see, I've got a, I'm going to start typing them in. I'm going to go 1, enter, negative 2, enter. Use the negative, right? Use the negative. Negative 3, enter, okay? And row 2, I'll go 2, enter, 1, enter, negative 2, enter. And then 4, enter, 3, enter, 1, enter, okay? So in my calculator now, matrix A has been made. It's been made. It's in there. It's in my calculator. Okay. So I want to make matrix B next. So I'm going to hit matrix again. So add it and then make sure you go 3 by 3 and then put in data. Okay. Matrix A. Here's my steps, right? So we did matrix A, edit 3 by 3, and put in data. Okay. We're good. Now if we want to make matrix B, again we'll go to matrix. We're going to go to edit again because we want to make matrix B, and matrix B is a 3 by 1 because it has 3 rows and 1 column. So I'm going to go back to my calculator. I'm going to hit matrix again, second matrix. I'm going to go to edit, and this time I'm going to go to B. Okay, so I went to matrix, I went to edit, and I highlighted matrix B. And then we're going to push enter. I need to make the box big enough, right? So I'm going to go 3 by 1 because I need to make my box big enough to hold my numbers. So 3 by 1. Okay, and then, 33 by 1, that's not good. Told you could do any size, right? Delete that. 3 by 1. There we go. And then I can just put in my numbers. I've got 11, enter, 9, enter, 16, enter. How am I doing? Okay. Now, I am going to push quit. Quit, okay? Second, not clear because I don't want to clear any numbers. Don't push clear, push quit. Push clear, you clear numbers. So quit is in blue above mode. So second quit, okay? So I'm just going to quit now after I put in date. I just did that. Okay, now push quit. Quit. And what I want to put in my calculator is this. And I'm going to put this, I need this. I'm going to, big box. This is what I need. Write this down. I need this in my calculator, okay? This is matrix A inverse times matrix B. So my calculator is going to take the inverse of A and times it by B, and we'll get our answer. Okay, that's what it does. Okay, it's just going to solve for X in a sense. Okay, this is how the calculator does it. Okay, so how do I put this? Okay, so now I'm going to go back to matrix. So my steps are I'm going to go back to matrix. Okay, so I'll go back to matrix. All right. And now, it's on names. I don't need to edit anymore. I'm not going to edit because I made them. I've got A and B are already in my calculator. Okay? But what I want to do is use A because I want to type this. I want to type this, right? So if I push enter, A pops up. Okay? So matrix names, and then we want matrix A to pop up, which I did. So A popped up. Now this -1 symbol, okay? You guys see this -1 symbol here? We've got to have that. That's called an inverse button. And the inverse button is right there. See X -1? So that's my X to the -1, okay? And that takes care of that. So I'm going to hit that X -1 and see what happens. I get that little -1 symbol up there. Okay. Okay, perfect. I'll wait for you. So that -1 button is right there. Okay, it's right below math. Okay, so my -1 button is right there. See where my finger is? It's right there. Everybody see it? Push that. Everybody have it? Okay, then times, symbol times, right? Because it says times. And then I need to find matrix B, right? So I'm going to go back to matrix, and I'm going to find B. So I'm going to go back to matrix, okay? And I'm going to go to B. Okay, I went back to matrix, I went to B, and I'm going to push enter. It's ready to go. Once you have this, take away that negative. Get rid of that negative. That negative. Go back and push delete. There. Push delete again. Okay. Now, if I push enter, right, there's my answer.
Whoa. Oh, dang it. Oh,
What'd you guys get?
I got error.
Okay, we'll figure that out, okay? We'll come back.
-2.7.
So I got an answer of 6, -2. 2.7, and about a 0.14, okay? That's my intersection. Now, so, and I'm going to keep going. So what we've done is we've found the intersection of a point from 3 points, okay?
Yes.
But you can also use this whole thing with any 3 variables or 3 equations. So in example 3, we've got a story problem, okay? Which, like, oh my gosh, but if we can come up with 3 variables and 3 equations, we can do it. So let's see if we can come up with 3 equations, okay? So let's read it.
Wait,
Yeah.
how did you get an answer?
Um,
Because I have the same thing in there, but
I got it.
like do what do you
So did you push enter?
I did. And this is error.
Ah, okay, so let's go back real quick, quit. Anybody else get an error?
I got a different answer.
What'd you get?
Well, now I gotta do
Okay, so if you go, let's do it again. Go to matrix. Okay. So first of all, let's check. So enter. Now inverse. Did you push Autumn? Did you push this button right there? See where my finger is? Did you push that button right there? Everybody see that button? Do you see where my finger is? Right below math.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay. Did you guys hit that button? Okay. Hit that button. Okay. Oop, back up. I don't want that one. I want the other one. Ah, clear. Clear, 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 clear. Matrix, A,
Oh, there it is.
inverse.
I got it.
Okay, did you get the inverse? And then times, and then matrix B. Okay? Now, if you still got an error, you might have put some numbers in wrong in your calculator. And I'll look at that later, okay? Let me finish up and I'll come look individually, okay? So now, let's keep moving, okay? So example 3. Okay? So, we got nickels, dimes, and quarters, okay? So I need 3 equations, right? So equation 1 is going to be coins.
Yeah.
What if we let nickels be X, dimes be Y, and quarters Z, okay? So, or I could use N, D, and Q. Oh, you know what? It's easier. Let's just use N plus D plus Q equals 42. Does that equation make sense? Number nickels, number dimes, number quarters makes 42. Okay? Let's just make it easy. N, D, and Q. Nickels, dimes, quarters, right? Okay, now we need 3 equations, right? So you have twice as many quarters as dimes, okay? You have twice as many quarters as dimes. There's a second equation, okay? You have $6.60 in coins, nickels, and dimes, quarters. So my third equation could be 5, actually it's going to be 0.05, my bad, because it look 0.05 N plus 0.1 D plus 0.25 Q equals 6.60. So I've got 3 equations, don't I? Now the only thing I need to do is line them up. So equation 2, I need to fix equation 2, okay? On equation 2, I'm going to bring the D over here. So I'm going to rewrite equation 2 as this. I'm going to rewrite as 0n minus 1d plus 2q equals 0, okay? And I'll show you what I did. So you got it, okay? I need things lined up. So ends, see the ends? There's nothing here, right? So I have a 0n. Brought over the dime, so I just subtract it, so I got a negative 1d. And then I've got my 2q, but if I bring over the dimes, what's left over here? Nothing, right? 0. So if I line these up, let me go ahead and rewrite them. Okay? So my 3 equations are this. N plus D plus Q equals 42. I have a 0n plus, whoops, minus, my bad, minus 1d plus 2q equals 0. And I have a 0.05n plus a 0.10d plus a 0.25q equals 0. Okay, now, can I make a matrix out of that? Sure, right? I can make a matrix. So, clear. I'm going to go, ready? I'm going to go back to, am I going too fast?
Yes.
Okay, I'll wait for you, okay? So,
Put the wrong
Why is it
answer
0 not
as
6
the
point?
third one.
because I made a mistake. Thanks for catching it. Thank you. Who caught that mistake? Thank you. Was that you, Seth?
Yes.
Nice job, Seth. Thank you. Me make a mistake never happens, right? Thanks, Seth. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, now I've got my matrix, right? I'm going to have a 1, 0.05. I'm going to have a 1, a negative 1, and a 0.10. I'm going to have a 1, a 2, and a 0.25 for my matrix A. Did you see my matrix A? So I'm going to go into my matrix. Okay. I'm going to edit. We'll do it again. I'm going to go to my matrix and I'm going to edit 3 by 3 and I'm going to go 1, enter. 1, enter, 1, enter. Did it die on you?
Yeah.
Okay. Here.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
What should I do with it?
You give that to me and I'll fix the batteries later. Okay. And then I'm going 0, enter, negative 1, enter, 2, enter, 0.05, enter, 0.1, whoops, 0.10, enter, 0.25, enter. Okay, right? Put all my numbers into matrix A. So I just created matrix A,
Is it 2 by 1?
right?
3 by 3. 3 by 3.
3 by 3. It's got to be 3 by 3. Yeah. All right, and now I'm going to go back to matrix. I'm going to edit B, right? 3 by 1. And I'll put in my 42, 0, and, thanks Seth, 6.60, right? Okay, so now I've created matrix A. I've created matrix B. Now we got to do the math. What's the math? We have to do this. This is the math. That's the math, right? So I quit. I got to find A. Matrix A is in matrix. There's A. If I hit A, boom, it pops up. Inverse button times. I got to find B. Where's B? I got to go to matrix. There's B. And there it is. I should probably take a better look at this problem because you can't have negative 3 coins, can you? Interesting.
Well,
I got it.
Did you get a better answer?
87, 90, and 45.
That seems wrong. Anybody get a better answer?
you're in debt. It's okay.
Wow! I'm going to have to take a look at this problem because you can't have negative 3 nickels, can
Well,
you?
then maybe you just don't have any, so.
I guess not.
Maybe you won, bro.
I better rewrite this question. What do you think, huh? All right?
Finish it.
Okay. All right, so here's what we have for today. All right?
One, bro.